And it's interesting too that everywhere there's a screen, because they say you can only experience something once. So whether you're at a concert or you're visiting a museum or a historic site or you're having a moment with your child, if you're too busy recording it, you're actually not getting the same biofeedback as you would if you were present and experiencing that. So yeah, you might have captured that moment that you can now replay, but you never actually fully experienced it in the first place. And how sad is that when we really think about it in real terms of again capturing moments with a child, for example. Like, you think you're doing something that's beneficial because now you have archived this moment, but it's almost a lie because you weren't there in the beginning.
That is
So
such a good way of putting it. I wish I thought to put it that way in my book. You're absolutely right. What we've got is a crisis in being present, right?
mhm,
And that is going across the whole society. We've got a
mhm,
profound crisis in being present. And if you're not present, and presence is the heart of life, right? If you're not
mhm,
present at your events, what have you? We've all had that experience of, go to a concert. I remember I was at the last night Elton John ever performed at Caesar's Palace, and about a third of the audience didn't fucking look at Elton John. They're just filming it. And
oh
you want to go,
god,
no one wants to see your shitty video of Elton John. There's
no,
literally a million videos of Elton John on YouTube. And they're all better than the shitty one that you're filming, right? You
exactly.
show up for your life. So I think what we have to understand is how we got into this place where we're not showing up for our lives and how we can get out of it. Because if you look at these deep structural causes, we can
Mhm,
begin to build solutions. And I went to places that began to build solutions. I also think you're getting at a really important thing, which is this is bad enough for adults, but it's really a catastrophe for young people. Because
mhm,
if you don't form attention when you're young, it's going to be harder to form it when you're older. So obviously a quarter of my book, Stolen Focus, is about children, what we can do. And actually, I'm really optimistic about this because I met people who embody who are enacting the solution for what we can do with children. And it's
mhm.
free and it really works. So I'm sure we'll get to that later in the conversation. But particularly on childhood, I'm really optimistic that we can build the solution here.
Well, that makes me really ecstatic because I've said this in a couple of recent podcasts because they always tend to get a little doomy and gloomy. But I say, like, you have to be optimistic, especially if you're a parent or you're a caregiver, because it's your responsibility to kind of extend hope to them. If you say everything's
100%.
fucked,
I think,
then what's the point?
and the truth is, we're not fucked, right? We're really not. So I'll give you an example of one of the 12 causes that I write about in Stolen Focus about the way that we've. So I think one of the causes of our attention crisis is that we have psychologically and physically confined our children. And
Mhm,
one of the heroes of the book, who you should totally have on your podcast, remind me, I'll intro you, is a woman called an extraordinary woman named Lenore Skenazy, who both identified the problem, but far more importantly, built the solution, right? So
mhm.
there's been a huge increase in children's attention problems in recent years. For every one child who was diagnosed with serious attention problems when I was 7 years old, there's now 100 children who've been identified with that problem. I
Wow.
can give more evidence about why we know children's attention has got worse, but I'm pretty sure that's a no shit Sherlock insight that pretty much everyone listening is down with. If not, I can go through more of the evidence for you. I don't think there's many things going on here. The way our children eat has profoundly changed, and the food we eat is deeply damaging their ability to focus. Children now sleep far less than they did. In fact, children sleep 85 minutes less than they did a century ago, a staggering change.